Well, the redistricting debate here in Texas has set off a domino effect across the country, prompting both Republicans and Democrats in other states to consider mid-decade redraws of their own.
It's really a hot button issue here in Texas. CBS News reporter Ed O'Keefe joining us live this morning from St. Charles, Illinois, where Texas Democrats are actually holding out over there. And Ed, a specific question for you. How would the redrawing of congressional maps in Democratic states to counter Texas actually impact the midterm elections?
Well, all of this has the potential to affect who ultimately controls the House of Representatives after next year's elections. Texas started this at the request of President Trump, and now you've seen some Democratic states saying they'll do the same, most notably California. CBS News has learned that they are preparing maps in that state that could potentially take 4 or 5 seats away from Republicans to offset the gains that could happen in Texas as Republicans take areas away from Democrats. In essence, California saying to Texas, if you go first, we're going to match you, and then we'll see if other states follow. There's been talk of Republican-led governments in Missouri and Florida possibly trying to find ways to redraw their maps, in which case Democratic states like New York might try to figure out a way, even though right now it's considered unconstitutional to do so. Here in Illinois, they've already drawn their seats in quite a dominant way for Democrats, such that there really isn't much more space for them to take. And there are very few other states across the country that are controlled by Democrats that could try to do what Texas is doing. So you may see this tit for tat go on now for the next several months. And of course, all of it will face legal challenges and big questions from voters about why is all this happening? Is it really necessary? Can't we all just keep the lines and see who wins next year?
Right, and that is a really good question. So, Ed, here in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott is threatening to remove Texas Democrats from their positions after they broke required majority or quorum. Tell us, is there any precedent to this?
So we've seen Texas Democratic lawmakers leave the state before in protest of votes that were going on. Happened 4 years ago. They went towards Washington, D.C., hung out there for several weeks, faced similar calls for their arrest. And ultimately, they went back. They were not arrested. Those same issues of what's called civil arrest were issued yesterday, in essence telling the sergeant at arms there at the State House, go find the Texas Democrats and bring them back. Problem is they have no jurisdiction outside the Lone Star State. So in essence, the threats of arrest sort of ring hollow unless they come back within state borders. As for expulsion, the governor thinks he has legal authority to seek their expulsion. Democrats and other observers in the state say he's reading the law wrong. He can't necessarily do that on his own. And even if he were to try to, that too would get tied up in court for several weeks, if not months, and prolong something that may not be necessary if these Democrats come back to work.
Okay, Ed O'Keefe, thank you so much for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. Something that we will, of course, continue to follow.